Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, it's been a hot minute since I've made a makeup video, although that's actually not even true. My last video had makeup elements in it. So that's a full out lie, but this is gonna be a lot more like old school YouTube casual. And I'm just gonna talk. I'm just gonna talk and get ready. Cause I woke up this morning and I was like, I feel like doing a full beat and I feel like making a YouTube video. So this is gonna be a full beat YouTube video. I just realized I don't have my contour stuff. Hold on. Okay, we can begin now. So I was trying to like get inspiration for what I should talk about. I made some Twitter polls and stuff because, you know, like the world is on fire, all your favorites are terrible, and I'm having a really difficult time dealing with that. So I kind of wanted to talk about that, but I think everyone on Twitter and Instagram is a little fed up with all the bad news and all the dumb shit. Oh, somebody's calling me. Of course somebody's calling me. I'm in the middle of a video. It's so funny because like nobody ever calls me and ever. Like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
You know, sometimes I'm like, would people believe my life if I just told it to them? Literally, what is happening to me? I'm falling apart. I can't believe I got moisturizer in my eye. I swear, that has literally never happened to me before, ever, in the history of my whole life, so fuck. Okay. Is my mouth bleeding? I'm a freaking mess. So, okay, what the fuck, I don't even know what I was talking about. This moisturizer, by the way, the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream, oldie but a goodie in my opinion. Hurts a little bit when you get it in your eye, but it's not that bad. So I'm gonna hold off on eye makeup for a second. What the hell was it? Oh, so I was talking about how like the world's kind of on fire and all your favorites are the worst, and I'm kind of like dealing with that on my own, especially because I run a Gossip Girl podcast with my friend Kristen, who also has a YouTube channel. And I don't know if y'all keep up with Gossip Girl news, but the guy who plays Chuck Bass, who rapes people on the show, is a real rapist. Cool. Like, what the fuck, man? Everything's terrible. So we had to like kind of deal with that. We recorded podcasts a couple days ago, and we had to talk about that, and then we talked about like, you know, just like all of our favorites. I was a huge fan of Louis C.K. and I feel like he did me and everyone a little fucking dirty because he's gross. Like I don't really know what else there is to say about it. I'm not a dude. Thank God. I never wanted to be. But like, if you're a guy and you're watching this, like, can you enlighten me on why dudes want to do that? Like, why guys want to, you know, whip their snake out to the world? Like, I don't know if there was like a PR blast to all the men in the world, but like most of the time, like, your penis isn't that cute. Like, it's not like a cute little fun experiment. It's like a one-eyed scary monster. And I know that I'm like a gay woman, so like, what do I know? And there are some women out there who are like loving the peen. That's fine. You do you. I respect you. Everybody's beautiful. But I wouldn't just, at work, ever want to see my boss's penis. I wouldn't want to do it. Like, okay, part of me is like, should I be calling it its real anatomical name? Will I get demonetized? Or should I be using euphemisms? But like, I can't take myself seriously if I'm using euphemisms, so it's just gonna be penis. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's all, I mean, I don't get it because I would never usurp my power in that sort of a manner, and I just like won't ever understand it, and I guess we just have to kind of sit here and deal with that. But he was like such an inspiration of mine, and these rumors, I had heard them like a couple years ago when they came out initially, and I did not believe them per se, but I didn't want to believe them because I liked him so much, and I'm at like a real freaking loss for like how to feel, what to do. Can you separate the art from the artist? Is that possible? I mean, I was a huge fan of Woody Allen, even, you know, he's always been a little funny. And I was a huge fan of him, but like, now with like, the fact that he might have sexually assaulted his like stepchildren, a child, I'm just like, I can't watch Annie Hall in the same way, which is like really annoying to me because like Annie Hall's a really good movie. That I like it. I'm into it. It's, of course, you know what? Honestly, my phone never blows up, and as soon as I'm doing this like chatty thing, oh, okay. Anyway, so people actually didn't want me to talk about that because I feel like they've had enough, and honestly, I kind of feel you. I feel you on that. I'm a little, every time I read something new, I mean, my problematic fave also is Lena Dunham. She does stupid shit all the time, but I can't not love girls. Like, it has its flaws. Like, yeah, I live in New York. I've lived in New York for 2 years, and like I've been to New York a bunch of times, and like the fact that there's very few black people on that show or people of other races in general on that show is disturbing. It's just like, where do you live? But that's annoying and stupid, and I think about that. But a lot of that show like really resonates with me, and you can take that as you will. You can judge me, you cannot judge me, whatever. But it's my truth. And she consistently does like stupid shit, like all the time. Like she's just like, it feels like she's one of those people where every thought she has, she feels like it's important enough to say out loud. And sometimes they're not. Sometimes our thoughts are not that important to say. We probably shouldn't say them out loud. So don't do that. All right. So that's kind of what I've been dealing with, like, internally. Can you separate the art from the artist? Sometimes I think you can if enough time has passed. But I think everybody is always going to have very strong opinions about specific artists and people. I was reading an article about specifically like artists in the art world who've done like terrible things, like, you know, bludgeoned their boyfriend to death, or like, you know, may or may not have pushed their fiance out of like a building, like horrible, horrible stuff. And their art still gets displayed. And it was kind of talking about like, is it a gender thing? Where nobody's really sure. And I guess for me, I think if enough time has passed, maybe even if they're dead, you can, it's probably okay to watch it or look at the art or whatever, but everybody's always gonna have an opinion, and you should know that going in before you like make your thoughts known. So that's the first part of this video, and I've done literally just my moisturizer and my brows. That's it, because I'm a huge mess. Anyway, let's change topics and talk about me. I'm back. So I was going through some of my old videos, and since I moved to this new apartment, I really haven't filmed that much. I filmed maybe like 3 to 5 videos, something like that. It's literally abysmal. So I feel like y'all used to know me and now y'all don't. So I'm gonna fix that. Initially, you'll see in a past video, I'll link it over here. My first roommate was my cousin, and it conveniently worked out that her old roommate needed to find a subleaser. It was like a pretty long sublease. It was like 9 months, almost a year. And it just, the timing was right. I had a job. I had a couple jobs actually. And, you know, it just sort of worked out. And I loved that apartment. The memories that I had there were like, I mean, they'll last me like 5 lifetimes. But, you know, after 9 months, he was coming back. So I had to leave, and it was like it was a bit of a bummer. But I found this apartment on, oh shit, I should wet this. Okay. So I found this apartment on a housing group on Facebook. They're like a big deal. You could find them probably in most major cities, but New York has a lot of them because everybody's always looking to move. Carrie Bradshaw said it, you're always looking for a new job, a new apartment, or a boyfriend, or partner, whatever, let's make it PC. But she was looking for a boyfriend, which is very, very true. So everybody's always posting in there. And I loved Astoria. I've been here, I visited here a bunch of times because there's a lot of good restaurants here. And you know, as soon as I just get these vibes, you know, when I'm like in the right place. I felt it when I was at my college, when I was visiting my college before I had even like applied. I was like, yeah, this feels like a place I could call home. Looking back, college wasn't like my favorite time, but I think honestly, sometimes I blame the school, and then a lot of the times I feel like it was probably just the time in my life. I was going through a lot. I was coming out. I was like discovering myself. I had like gained a ton of weight. I was dealing with grief. Like a lot of stuff was happening. So I don't think, even if I went to like a different school, like a completely different school in a completely different area, I think it still would have been really, really hard for me. So when I think of college, I don't have the fondest of memories, but I don't, in the light of day, you know, removed, I don't think it had anything to do with the school that I went to. And it was definitely more so just the time in my life. I always feel like I had like delayed puberty because I really didn't, I mean, I grew up, I looked older, but like I really didn't have like hardships in my life, like, you know, angsty sort of like teen hardships until I was in senior year. And then, you know, everything kind of went to shit. You couldn't pay me to go back to being 17, you know, not even so much that being 17 is hard in and of itself and high school sucks, but, you know, I was going through like college auditions and the application process, and I ended up not getting in anywhere, and I was always the kind of person who like got leads in school musicals, and everybody was like, you know, they cultivated me, and I was just like really surprised at the end of the day. So it's like genuinely surprised that I didn't get in anywhere, but I kind of think I didn't get in anywhere because I was dealing with my grandfather dying, and my grandfather was like really like a major support system in my life and was just like my biggest cheerleader. And I felt like, you know, once he wasn't there not that, I mean, I had very supportive people in my life, but like once he was gone, it was a lot for me to like deal with. It was my first, like, people had died in my life, and it was all really sad, but it was the first time that somebody like really influential in my growing up had passed away. And I didn't know at the time that that's kind of what I was dealing with. And I had to grow up like pretty quickly but I would convince myself that like I wasn't really that bad, and like everything was fine. And you know, some days were fine and some days weren't. And I ended up going to school like 6 hours away from home, which I thought would have been really good for me to do, because I, you know, it's experience like, you know, living somewhere different and living away from home and stuff. But I think at the end of the day, like that kind of like, not fucked me over, but like maybe wasn't the smartest decision overall at the time. Part of me wishes that like in America it was popular to take a gap year, because it's such a thing in Europe, or the UK and maybe other parts of Europe, but specifically the UK. Everybody takes a gap year and travels or like does internships or whatever, and sort of like they go into college knowing like what they want to do. And for me it was like I knew what I wanted to do, but I wasn't able to do it, and I didn't have, my confidence was really shaken, which was so funny because throughout my whole life, like I had always been like fairly confident in, maybe not in like my looks, you know, I would, you know, I'd feel insecure about like my body and whatever, but like I was always confident in my performance ability, always. That never changed. I never felt like I like couldn't sing, or I like didn't know how to act or whatever. And I guess it must have like really, you know, what I was going through must have really showed in auditions in like a not good way. And then when I got to college, I was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. And I tried a bunch of stuff, and it was hard. It was hard. Where was I going with this? This got hella deep really, 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 really quickly. Also, I have not been telling you what I've been using on my face. So everything will be linked down below, but a lot of the stuff is the same shit that I use all the time. Because I used to be such a makeup trier and like fiend for like new stuff. And then I like moved out of my parents' house, and I was like, makeup's really expensive. And I can't just be like buying a bunch of like $40 palettes all the time, because like I have to eat. Being an adult sucks sometimes, but also I'm the happiest I've ever been as an adult in the real world. Like, you couldn't pay me, maybe you could pay me a little bit, but you couldn't really pay me to like go back to being 19. Like, I don't want to do that. It's not fun. I wasn't a super big fan of school in college, which was interesting because I was like fucking teacher's pet like all throughout elementary, middle, and high school. Especially in high school. I don't know how I had any friends. I was so obnoxious. I like being an adult, even when it's hard, even though you can't like buy as much makeup and dumb shit as you want, because you have like to feed yourself. It's the best. Oh my god, I love it. I love being like 25. I really, really do. And you know, 25 is like, it was weird when I turned it, because I was like, I can't believe I'm not in like the 18 to 24, you know, ideal demographic anymore. Like technically you know, there's a bit of a crossover, but like I'm like almost old. Like when I say that, I'm like closer to 30 than I've ever been in my life, and that's like crazy for me to think about. But I love it, and I just feel like the more I grow up, the better shit gets. And there's still like hard stuff, but like I feel great most of the time, and I felt not great a lot of the time as like a young 20 something or late teens, early 20s, like fucking terrible. So yeah, I've looked at my demo before, and I feel like it's mostly like women who are my age, which is like great. If you're younger, though, or if you're in like a weird, funky place in your life, know that, I mean, being patient and letting time kind of like work itself out and heal all your wounds is very hard to do in the moment, but it's like, it's the only thing that will get you through, is if you remember like this is everything, and like the only constant in life is change. So if you just keep saying that over and over again, like, first of all, when bad stuff happens, it won't jar you as much, because you'll know, like, it'll jar you a little bit, but you'll at least know, like, this is just life. Like, things are easy, things are hard, there are ebbs, there are flows, there are good days, there are bad days. Whatever. Jesus, there's so many phone calls. Excuse me. I feel like I'm getting a little sick, which is not fun. All right. What do I choose? I guess raw sienna will be what I go in with. I'm like too afraid to use the really, really pink shades in the Modern Renaissance palette. Like, I think I'd look good, but I also think I'd look like crazy. So let me know what you think. Also, I'm looking at my skin and it is like not NG right now. It is not that great. So I guess kind of going back, I found this apartment on a housing group and I love this apartment. Like, it makes me so happy to come home, honestly. And like, maybe that's a little bit detrimental to my social life as a young person, but I'm not even so much a young person who likes to like go out all the time, because honestly, like, I end up spending like too fucking much money. Number one, because I end up like buying drinks for like people, because I think I'm like Daddy Warbucks over here. Like, who am I? So I end up like buying drinks for other people, and then I end up like being drunk and like getting french fries, and like going to a diner and getting like a milkshake and chicken fingers and like eating my weight in like terrible food, and then waking up the next morning and wanting to like die slowly. Like, I don't like that all the time. I like it sometimes. And I love like going out, getting like glasses of wine, getting a little tipsy, you know, feeling myself. Like, that is like everything to me. But like, you know, like going out, I don't like it as much anymore, because I'm old. I'm like officially, once I hit 25, and then my priorities really did shift. But I don't think of it as, or I try not to think of it as like, I'm not fun anymore, because I'm still like f***ing fun as hell. Like, I have a good time. When I'm out, I'm having a good night, all right? But I just can't do it all the time. And I mean, I'm definitely like, my friends at home and I have this tradition to like go out every like night before Thanksgiving, and like, you know, we go to this like karaoke bar, and it's like a gay karaoke bar, and it's like super fun, and like we just like run into like the craziest people, and we have like the best time, and I'm like totally down for that. I'm really excited about it, but I don't like, am I gonna get like hella crunk? That's not happening. Let's go in with Primavera next. So I love my apartment. I think it's wonderful. You're seeing a new area of it. I mean, you've seen a little bit of my room. This is the living room. That's pretty much it, honestly. There's another bedroom. I have a roommate. But that's pretty much it. You just haven't seen the bathroom. Although, oh no. In my night routine video, I tried showing you guys my bathroom, but the light decided to go out. Like, as soon as I turned it on, it like went out, and I was like, this is my life. So, didn't see the bathroom yet, but I love my bathroom. Oh my God. I'm so happy here. It's insane. And I love Queens. Like, I live in Astoria specifically. And it is so lovely. It's not, you know, my commute is essentially the same. I lived on the Upper East Side before. It's essentially the same. I'm just like, I used to walk it, and now I take the subway. And I miss walking, but my commute's the same. I can get to places like in a timely fashion. And you know, the area itself is just, I love it. I love it. There's so many different kinds of people here. Just like, you know, living a bunch of different lives. I like don't know what's happening with this eye look. But lately, so I've mentioned this before, but I have a partner and my lease is up in September. Like I gotta be out of here like August 31st. If I want to move. And we've really like, we'll be talking to people and like, newsflash, you all know this, but New York is crazy expensive. And like the amount I pay for this apartment, I could have, like if I paid like $100 more, I could have like a full house with like a yard and shit and, you know, just like more. You can get a lot more in other places for your money than here. And sometimes I feel like I moved here because I always wanted to move here. But sometimes I'm like, why am I here specifically? You know, like, why am I here? Am I doing anything here that I can't do somewhere else? And I think about it, and sometimes the answer is yes, but a lot of the times the answer is like, no. So we're looking into other places to live. While still, like, you know, considering New York. It's exciting, but it's also, it's scary. It's scary. I mean, like, New York is like a crazy, crazy town. But I have a lot of respect for people who move here from super, super far away. Like, you know, the West Coast or like Montana or somewhere that's incredibly different. I have a lot of respect for those people because part of me feels like if I didn't know that my family could be here within like a 2-hour time window, like, would I be living here? Sometimes I say yes, and then sometimes I really wonder if that would be a thing. Where do you guys live? I mean, I can see demographically that a lot of you are in the United States or the UK, but let me comment down below. Where do you guys live? If you're still watching. This is gonna be a freaking long video. All right, let me speed this up a little bit. All right, so I know everybody is like fucking a stan for Christmas, but who's excited for Thanksgiving? I'm filming this. Hopefully I can get this up to you guys like today or tomorrow. Actually, I'm definitely gonna get it up to you. This is Monday, so if it's not up by Monday night, you know I did you guys dirty. So I'm filming this on Monday. I leave to go home tomorrow after work, and I'm really honestly excited about it. Because I love Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people, it's very problematic of me to like Thanksgiving as much as I do, but it is my favorite holiday because I love the food. I love I love the food, I love the parade, and I love the whole, the non-historical message behind it. I love taking time to sit down and have a meal with the people in your life that matter to you. Sometimes you gotta, you know, hang out with like, you know, your crazy uncle who like gets super drunk and like is racist and you don't like want to hear that. But in general, you know, you sit down and you have a nice meal with your family. And I feel like, especially now in the culture where, you know, you're always like busy and running around and you don't have time to sit down necessarily and have a meal with one another, like a big to-do production meal. Like, this is super, like, it's just nice. It's nice to relax and just eat and veg out with your family and like relax, you know? I love Thanksgiving. I love it so much. All right, I really gotta speed this up because like my camera's about to be full. Because I'm not a real YouTuber and I don't have like a huge SD card. My SD card is like for tiny people. But yes, so my partner came over this weekend and she made like the squash and she stuffed it with turkey and mushrooms and like other stuff. It just, and like cranberry sauce. It tasted like Jesus. Like, it was so, so good. And like, you know, Thanksgiving food to me like hugs me. It just gives me like a nice warm hug. It's also like, you know, the start of the holiday season. And I love the holiday season. Like, it's the best time ever. Because everything, like, everyone's a little nicer. Sometimes they're not. But in general, I feel like everyone's a little bit nicer around this time of year. And I'm all about being nice. Now, if you guys saw the wedding video, the, you know, one dress, two ways video, contouring is not my favorite thing to do. But, you know, sometimes with my pale ass, it's a little necessary. Also, if you notice, like, I never show people when I'm contouring on like my left side, because I can't turn my left eye left. It's like a birth defect. It's really cute. So when I turn it, it looks like this. Brace yourselves. So when I'm editing it, like, I have to be looking and I'm like, ah! And it's like very much not cute. So that's another reason why I don't like contouring, is because I can't really fucking see. And that's super fun. So I feel like my left side is always a little unblended, but I just sit here and do it for an extended period of time and it kind of fixes itself. I have a red lipstick, but I don't know if this is gonna go. What do you think? Not that you can answer me, but my eyes are like drama. And this is like added drama. I don't know if I want to do that anymore. So I'm loving Queens. That's the bottom line. If you're thinking about moving to New York, look into Astoria and Sunnyside. People will steer you to Brooklyn, which Brooklyn is really, really fun as well. And I mean, young people live there and it's very affordable, and you can also get to places fairly quickly. But don't discount Queens. It's really, really nice. I'm sure everybody who like has lived here their whole lives is like, shut the fuck up, you white bitch. But it's true. I'll just be honest with you. I haven't talked about this on my channel yet, but I think I did like an Instagram thing with this. This Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. It is so good. Definitely a dupe for Better Than Sex. It's amazing. Also, if I haven't been in focus this whole time, I genuinely apologize, because I tried very hard and I still might not have succeeded. Oh, okay, your girl is back. I did some of my mascara off camera to save you guys from more rambling, but yeah, this stuff is dope. Dope AF, and it's like 10 bucks as opposed to like 24. I wouldn't say L'Oreal is necessarily ethical, but if you're on a budget and you can't afford to be ethical right now, this is pretty good. So I was planning on going with a red lip, but I think instead I'm gonna go in with this guy. It's Kat Von D in Sanctuary. And I'm lining my lips with Soar as I do. I need a new one, like, desperately. I also need Fix Plus, like, really badly. Because I'm almost out of this stuff, and I don't think I like it as much. Like, Fix Plus it makes my skin look like everything. Like, it looks like the glow up is real. I am a shiny doll. But like in a good way, not in a bad way. Let me put on my glasses real quick. How does this look with glasses? I didn't even think about that. Like, I was not planning on putting like my contacts in at all today. And now I feel like, oh, am I cakey? What's happening? My skin looks not great. So let's see. I've like worn this like 3 times. And the last time I wore it, I loved the way it felt. Like, don't get me wrong, huge, huge stan for the Sephora lip creams. But you can feel them on your lips. That's the problem with them, is that it's not like you can just live your day. I genuinely don't feel this. How do I look? Part of me wants to put highlighter on because I always put highlighter on, but my skin is so texturized that I'm like scared. I'll put a little bit on. This broke tragically. I mean, it's like not even like in its proper state anymore. Like, it's just sad. I really should throw it away or do something. Okay. Put a little bit on. Probably should have taken my glasses off, and I didn't. Oh well. I'm gonna have to like mask it up tonight, like do the most intense skincare. I'm blaming myself here. I've been slacking off in the skincare department. And a little on my nose, and above my lip. And I'm gonna call this good to go. So thank you. This was a long video, so if you made it to the end, you're an OG and you're the best. Thank you so much for watching. And my camera died. Kill me. Anyway, so yes, like this video if you liked it. If you want to see more, let me know down in the comments. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already. And if you are subscribed and you don't see my videos and notifications, or you want to whatever, click the notification bell. You'll be notified every time I post a video. I will post what consists of this look in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video, which might be soon and might be super fun. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.